है कि मैं खटकता हूँ वाली बात भी दुरुस्त है। हिंदुस्तान जो उनका अपना मुल्क है, अपना वतन है, वहाँ उनका दाखिला बंद है। वहाँ से गोया उन्हें हिजरत करके मलेशिया जाकर सेटल डाउन होना पड़ा है। तो अब हम सुनते हैं, समाअत करते हैं डॉक्टर जाकिर नाइक साहब का मैसेज, जो ख़ास तौर पर उन्हें इस मौके की मुनासबत से रिकॉर्ड करवाया।
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह वस्सलातु वस्सलाम अला रसूलिल्लाह व अला आलिहि व सहबिहि अजमईन, अम्मा बाद। अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम, बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। वमन अहसनु क़ौलन मिम्मन दुआ इलल्लाहि व अमिला सालिहान व क़ाला इन्ननी मिनल मुस्लिमीन रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहल्लुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। Dear respected scholars, Maulanas, Sheikhs, Muftis, my respected elders, and my dear brothers and sisters, I welcome all of you with the Islamic greetings. Assalamu Alykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace, mercy, and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be on all of you. It's a pleasure and an honor for me to do this recording of a short video, especially on the occasion of 50 years of Dr. Israr Ahmed's, Rahimullah, may Allah have mercy on him, on the revival of his revolutionary efforts and the movements of bringing people back to the Quran. I'm at present in Putrajaya, Malaysia, and it's a pleasure for me to make this video recording at the request of Dr. Israr Ahmed, may Allah have mercy on him. His son, Asif, he requested me to make a short recording of about 10-15 minutes for this special occasion, which is going to be broadcast on the 27th of August in Lahore, Pakistan. I've been narrating the incidences, my interaction with Dr. Israr Ahmed, may Allah have mercy on him. And as many of you may be aware, that he was one of the person who inspired me and was responsible for me to become a full-time da'i. And as you know, one of the person who inspired me was Sheikh Ahmed Tidat. And after I met him in 1987 for the first time, he changed me from a doctor of a body to doctor of a soul. At that time, I was in second year of MBBS. And the other person who inspired me was Dr. Israr Ahmed. The first time I met Dr. Israr Ahmed was in 1991, maybe about 3 years after I started doing Dawah. I met Sheikh Didat in December 1987. So 3 years after I met Sheikh Didat, about 3.5 years later, I met Dr. Israr Ahmed. After meeting Sheikh Didat, I was involved. Before that, I was an average good Muslim, praying 5 times a day, fasting the month of Ramadan. But there was no passion of Dawah, no passion of spreading the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After Sheikh Didat, after hearing his talks, I got inspired and started doing Dawah in the medical college. And then the other person's speeches who inspired me was Dr. Israr Ahmed. And but natural, I have to hear his speeches in Urdu, and that inspired me to make a trip to Pakistan. I've been to Pakistan only once before I started giving public lectures. That was in 1991. And I went to Lahore and I visited him. And he asked me, Beta, अब पाकिस्तान क्यों आए? I said, मेरा अव्वल मकसद था आपसे मिलना, और उसके बाद जितने इस्लामिक दिगर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस है, to visit them, उनकी ज़ियारत करना. Dr. Israr Ahmed साहब replied and he said, पाकिस्तान में तो आपको कई इस्लामिक इदारे मिलेंगे, लेकिन इस्लाम नहीं मिलेगा. And after hearing his talks, I realized what he meant. What he wanted was to bring a revolution. He wanted the Ummah to return back to the Quran, to return back to the Sahih Hadith, to return back to the Sunnah. And you can see that from his talks. And when I heard his talks, he was an orator, mashallah, par excellence. Amongst the Urdu speakers, from the library of many Urdu speakers that we have, and even the Urdu speakers coming on Peace TV, he is par excellence. He had the oratory power, which was par excellence. The passion with which he used to speak was phenomenal. And I have watched hundreds of his videotapes, But naturally, I was introduced to him by watching videotapes, and then I met him personally in 1991. And when I met him, I was inspired by his simplicity. And he asked me, "Beta, aap kya kar rahe?" So I said that I've just finished my BBS exams and I intend being a part-time dai while I'm continuing my medical profession. Because my father was a doctor, he was a psychiatrist, my elder brother was a doctor, so it was in the family. So Dr. Israr Sahab told me that, "Beta, आपको दोनों में से एक चुनना पड़ेगा, either medical या दावा." मैंने 7 साल तक कोशिश की दोनों करने के लिए और मैं कामयाब नहीं था. He told me that he tried a lot, but he could not succeed in doing both together. You have to select one. If you want to be a specialist, you have to choose between the two. And that struck me, and but natural, I convinced my parents that I want to be a full-time dai. So the reason that the person besides Sheikh Ahmed Didat who inspired me was Dr. Israr Ahmed. And his words like guidance.